Alan. And the dog eating again.
Democrat, Republican, red.
All the dogs endorse me. I just want to let you know. Ask your dog. Ask him Trump or Harris. Ask him to bark once for me, twice for her. And all the dogs support me.
This hour of the Alan Autry Show is sponsored by Sinlong, the most realistic artificial grass in the Central Valley.
From NFL quarterback to Hollywood to the mayor's office, and now behind the mic at KXEX, this is the Alan Autry Show. No retreat.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
What the hell's going on out here? Everybody grabbing out there. Nobody. That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
So, 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable. Free at last! Free at last! Thanks almighty!
You're listening to the Alan Autry Show on the best talk in town. Talk Radio 1550 KXEX.
And welcome to Alan Autry No Retreat, Thunderous Thursday with Guillermo Moreno.
Woo!
My brother, always an honor. And
Yay, me.
Philip Villanueva. Yeah. You know why?
Yeah.
I keep saying Villanueva? Because I just like saying Villanueva. It's like the old Seinfeld. Accused Elaine, you just ordered salsa because you like to say salsa.
Can you say Villanueva?
What is it?
Villanueva.
Villanueva? Is that you?
Yeah,
So
Villanueva is American.
So in other words, say it right.
No,
Yeah,
so
teach me to
it's
say it
right.
right.
You're an American.
I want this.
Alan doesn't know how to say it.
Listen, I want it authentic. I want to go to an authentic Mexican food restaurant, not Taco Bell. I want to know how to pronounce it properly. So give it to me.
only
again.
say it so many times in a row because I can't speak Spanish. Guillermo can. So Villanueva.
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 So let's break it up. Vian.
No, like Villa. Villa.
Via.
Villa.
Villanueva.
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 There you go. See?
Villanueva.
Yeah.
Villanueva.
Yeah, and it's
Hold on, folks. I got to say
I
got a
Felipe.
10-time rule. I got to say Villanueva. 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 Got it. Welcome, Philip Villanueva.
Yeah, all right, guys.
Well, no. God help me. Villanueva. No, I want to know that. I want to know how to say things properly.
New road or new village.
When I take you down to Oklahoma, Shreveport, Arkansas, I'm going to teach you how to say, it's not come here, it's come here.
Yeah.
Man, it's not come on back, it's come on back. There's a certain...
And it's not America, it's America.
America. Forget that A.
You say a washing machine or a washing machine?
Washing machine.
Washing machine.
And you don't put your stuff in a refrigerator, to keep it cold. You put it in an ice box.
That's the freezer.
That's an ice box. That's okay. Well, it depends
It's
on
the
where
freezer.
you are. When you're in Rome, do as Romans do. When you're in Natchez,
Soda or
Mississippi,
pop?
Either
Soda.
one. I never
Soda.
liked that. No,
It's
we
soda.
never call it soda. We call it pop. Soda pop.
Soda pop.
Soda pop.
That's really
Both
old.
we got
words.
them. We got them both.
That's a lot of syllables.
Hey, before we start, because I want to talk more about this debate with you.
We're
I ain't done
We're
with you,
debating.
my little whippersnapper. As I used to say,
Trump lost.
The old grasshopper. What was the old David Carradine series when he had to teaching the guy the kung fu? You know what?
Oh, Karate Kid.
No, not Karate Kid. Kung Fu. It was the first one. Google it.
I will.
But anyway, before we get into that, folks, big news. Breaking news here locally. If you follow athletics and
Oh,
you're,
yeah.
and
Go
you're a
Dogs.
football fan, announce it, Guillermo.
The
Announce it.
Dogs are now in a very deflated Pac-12. Woo!
Can you do that without the disclaimer?
Oh.
Very deflated. They're in the Pac-12.
The Dogs are in the Pac-12.
Forget those other teams. The USC, University of Spoiled Children.
They might be the only.
Get them out of here. They belong in the Big Ten.
University of
With the
Spoiled Children?
Yes.
I've never heard that.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
The
Get them
University
out of
of
here.
Spoiled Children.
UCLA, UCLA. Get them out of here. Bruins, go Bruins. Grr, grr. Get them out of here. Get them in the Pig Ten. Oh, that's my new name for them. The Pig Ten.
It's the Big.
Get them out
It's the
of
Big
here.
30.
Now
is what it should be called.
Now we got Oregon State Lumberjacks, salt of the earth people there in Corvallis. You got Washington State, Pullman, Washington, right? Am I right? I'm really laying it out here. But, salt of the earth people that you can really get behind. Boise State. Go through a winter Boise State. You got to be tough, Boise State.
Yeah, you do.
Then you've got Colorado State going up against Colorado today. They're in there.
The
And
Deion
Fresno
Sanders one?
State, yeah, they're playing for
got it.
Colorado.
Okay.
But Fresno State in the Pac-12, I think they've got a great underdog. Now, they'll be a Power 5 conference, right? So
Yeah.
you win. They automatically have
I don't know
to
if it's still a Power 5, is it?
I think the designation is still there.
Okay.
So you win that conference, you're going to be in the conversation for one of the 12 spots
Yeah, for sure.
in the playoff, unless you have like 2 or 3 losses. I think it's a huge thing. Now, what do you think about fundraising there? They're way down the ladder on facilities. They tried to pass this tax on, and I went in and tried to help them. I said, to get people to go in and pay for, athletics and for Fresno State, there's a guy who led the thing. He's a good guy. He's local businessman, very wealthy guy. The president's a great guy. Sal is unbelievable. But they follow these people that are using strategies to raise money, especially to levy a tax on people and have them buy it.
Yeah.
They're like playing like it's like old archaic techniques to try to do that. People aren't going to do it. And they fail the first time around to be able to get them more money.
Yeah.
Because they're going to need more money, don't you think?
Well, they're going to need a lot more money. This is a blessing and it's a curse at the same time. Moving into the Pac-12 is a blessing and a curse. It is a blessing because right now the Pac-12, everyone thinks of like, yeah, that's great. So maybe they'll be able to fundraise. Maybe they'll be able to improve some facilities. But here's the curse. The curse is, I believe Oregon wants out, right? Oregon wants out of the Pac-12.
Oregon's out.
Well, who's in it? Who's in it?
There's Oregon State and Washington State. That's all left. All those
Oregon
guys,
State. Sorry, I'm thinking of Oregon. The Ducks are out.
The Ducks are
So it's OSU that are in
They
there.
quacked their way right over there
Oh,
to the Big Ten.
well, never
or
mind.
someplace
Okay, so it's even worse now. So here's the curse.
They're not going to have that anymore.
So here's the curse is that we're probably going to get beat up in the Pac-12. And Fresno is a very fair weather town. People don't show up if we lose. So I'm not sure Fresno has the community to surround this program and consistently show up. I think of consistently showing up in good attendance the Carr years. Remember those? I mean, we were excited. We were there. Ever since then, it's just been, hey, if the team's winning, we're going. The team's losing, we're staying home.
Yeah, I think that can turn around. I agree with you. 100% fair weather fans, especially
Fair
in the
weather. Fresno's so
especially
fair.
in the red seats. But, they got to change
The
that
pink
policy.
seats. Pink.
With that whole thing, folks, if you're not familiar here, the red seats are the prime seats. And you have to have a litmus test to get it. You have to be over 65 and be worth about $3 million, which means you may make your way out to see a game live, maybe twice, because it takes about an hour and a half, not the tailgate, just to get from your car in there, because you're using your walker. And I'm not putting that down. I mean, I'm one of them, and I'm a senior citizen. But they don't show up, and then they don't let them give those tickets away because, there's Jerry Cook was sitting very low. I said, who is that gentleman there sitting in there that looked like he bought his clothes off the rack at Walmart? Get them out of these red seats.
They're pink.
Yeah,
they're so faded.
They're so faded.
They're pink.
But you go up there, and, like you said, if they lose one game, 2/3 of the red seats are. Why don't you have a situation where, okay, you buy a red seat, but you're responsible if you don't go to have a depth chart of giving those seats to somebody who is going to show up.
Yeah.
And then you got to figure some way to get the students out, because a lot of these colleges, you see them going crazy, the sound at decimals that are just busting your
The big
eardrums.
house.
Well, there's people that went over there. They're in a frat house. Yeah, the frat house, the dorms. They got drunk. They come over there to the game. They walk over to the game. Here you got a lot of kids that live off campus, driving to school every day. They don't have enough living on campus. So how do you deal with that? I just think it's about focus and effort.
I think
you can get them to the game. You can get them to the game.
I think
And they'd come whether you're winning or losing because it's just something to do.
Well, and that's Big Ten football,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You go to Michigan State, you go to Michigan, you go to Notre Dame. Even if they're 0-30, people are showing up. The game isn't.
You're absolutely.
It's a community. It is a. I mean, they are not fair weather fans.
I've seen you. You live out here, and when Michigan State's playing, like they could be having a horrible season, which they usually
gotta go see them,
which they usually do. But you're still talking about them.
Yeah,
you know who they're playing. You know what the odds are. You know what they're playing. Your head's in the game.
Yeah,
because Michigan somehow they're able to capture that, and we're the only game in town.
We should be able to get people, but Alan,
Bakersfield to Stockton, you don't have anything.
But would you
out there that would draw fans? We could, and Pat Hill with that red green V had something going, but you got to put some effort. You know what? There's a lot of lazy people at Fresno State. Not the president. The president Salt is unbelievable, but he's going 100 miles an hour with his hair on fire. About 90% of the other people at Fresno State are going 15 miles an hour in the slow lane doing their hair. Okay. You got to get some go-getters. I hate to be like it. I'd say, have you fired anybody? Fire somebody. Well, we got to pay someone. Well, so what? Get rid of them. Get some new blood in there that believes in your vision.
You need a celebrity.
You
like Deion
people.
Sanders. You need someone that has
I think Tim
a
Skipper's
draw.
good. I think Skipper has the personality.
Who?
Skipper. He's the new coach.
Oh.
Gosh, what is it?
Oh my. Well, Alan, I have.
You didn't even know they were in the Pac-12 till you came here, did you?
Until today when I saw them. What Fresno State needs to do is demolish the stadium. They need to build that whole.
No.
They need to
they
build
can
it.
remodel that.
No,
they dome it.
Dome
this
it.
heat. Put a dome. Seriously, put a dome on that sucker.
You know how much a dome would be. We can't
much less than it used to. They ought to dome the Chichansey.
They ought to dome the entire city of Fresno. I mean, let's just be real.
I'll be up for that. Put solar on top.
Why not?
Solar farm right there.
Yeah. And boy, what a scam that solar stuff is.
Oh, man.
I caught your ADD, by the way.
You do.
Talking to subject, I could go over on solar right now.
Redo the whole area.
In a heartbeat.
Redo the whole area. You got to have a community. You got to have a game day vibe. It's awkward. They're parking on the lawn. The tailgating is odd.
You know, you got a point there.
You got.
How about this?
You got multifamily right across the street.
How about this? Outsource your ag program. By that I mean lease some
to the
land,
Chinese.
Lease some land outside. No, lease some
We're
land.
already doing that.
Lease some land outside of the city limits. Because I'm piggybacking on what you're just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You got all these grapes, Philip. Villanueva.
You
got it. You got it.
Villanueva. Almost sounds like a beast.
I'm going to work on that. I'm going to get it. But you know all those grape vineyards they have out there, Phil. Yep. Phil's easier. Just a Phil. You got out there. You got plenty of space. Put more dormitories out there. Whatever. Outsource the ag. Stay ag based. You bet. But take that stuff out. Develop that. All of that ag space they have down on Cedar. Coming there towards Shaw.
The environmentalists will go crazy.
What's that?
The environmentalists will go crazy.
I think they're starting to loosen up a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah. Because a lot of those liberals are getting older and they realize, you know what? I like to eat and not pay my whole paycheck. Like you said, I like to go to Whole Foods and not call it whole paycheck like Guillermo does. All right.
Breaking news. Have you seen the spacewalk?
I'm looking up, folks. I'm not looking. What's that?
That's
AI.
No.
Are they in space, really?
No, they are. So SpaceX is conducting the first ever commercial spacewalk, and they were just showing how tiny the uniforms or the suit is compared to NASA. Like, I don't think I would trust that suit.
I tell you, when I watch that, I get the EWG.
I'm good.
I got claustrophobia so bad, and it's getting worse every year. Getting on an airplane is just like... It's like I'm no longer the captain of my ship.
Look at it. Look at it. See? Look at it.
Did that look fake?
Where the stars at?
It's not fake. I mean, he's doing a spacewalk.
He's doing a spacewalk, yeah.
What's so big about that? We did a spacewalk in 1969.
Did we?
So what's so
Did we,
brilliant
though?
about
Yeah.
that? He's up
Did
there on
we?
a black screen.
Did we go to the moon?
Did
Now,
we?
when I'm going to be puckered a little bit is when
When Kamala Harris wins?
No, when Elon Musk.
Whoa.
When Elon Musk. No, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Elon Musk sends up that capsule. He's got to rescue them, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
NASA just, NASA's not the NASA it used to be. So these astronauts had it broken to them the other day that, sorry, we can't come and get you in September. You're going to have to wait till February. 2 people up in these little capsules. I heard that. I'm going, man, these astronauts are made from a different fiber.
Oh, yeah.
I would be screaming my head up, bouncing my head against the wall like Tim Waltz. I would be jumping around like him up there if I had to do that. So I really respect. Okay, let's move on. I want to talk about this debate some more. The ramifications.
Let's do it.
Everybody.
Have you changed your mind?
No, but I want to ask it because I did a lot of thinking about it. Because I'm not above saying, hey, if I think he blew it. I just don't see it. And now we have, I'm glad to see that there's a lot of feedback now that's kind of backing up what I thought, that Kamala Harris, expectations were so low that she didn't get off into a word salad that you couldn't understand. You understood the salad, but the salad wasn't tasty. It didn't say anything about what she believed. In fact, she starts off the debate, and I'm not picking on her. Let me say this right now. Let's give this disclaimer right now. If Kamala Harris suddenly came out and said, I believed her, she was for a secure border, she was for monetary policies that control inflation, if she was for peace through strength, if she was open up the XL pipeline and telling Russia, hey, that other pipeline, that's got to wait. And if you're up for crime and the punishment that goes with violent crime, like you used to believe when you were a DA, and you came out and I was really sincere, I absolutely would consider voting for Kamala Harris. They would say, well, what about you? Look, I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. If I was convinced, which I am not, because she's flip-flopped so much, that she would do that, then things like demeanor, being younger, some other stuff would mean something to me. It would. The fact that if everything was equal, you had common sense issues that you had agreement on, real agreement on. Let's put it this way. If it was Margaret Thatcher running against Donald Trump, I would be looking long and hard at Margaret Thatcher because she could get along better with people. She talked better. A lot of those things. So don't give me this stuff that I hear, and I get it from most members of my own family. I'm this far-right guy that's in love with Donald Trump and this and that. No, I'm not. I've just lived long enough to know that bad policies hurt people, and predominantly poor people that cannot defend themselves like rich people. And when people like Taylor Swift, bless her heart, comes out and gives this endorsement about she wants somebody to lead us that kind of looks better, that's smoother, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but not much. She doesn't have to worry about the policies, of financial policies, of debating whether you are able to buy your kid a pair of shoes or put food on the table at night, or whether she can afford to, she's got to count pennies and look under cushions to see if she can put gasoline in the tank. I mean, these are real issues that too many people are facing. And so those kind of people that have distanced themselves from reality, things that are cosmetic, that are peripheral, that are skin deep in terms of what a candidate is or is not, that means something to them. Oh, the first this and this and this to be president, the first gender this. So what if you're starving to death? So what if you got somebody next to you that got kicked out of Venezuela because they were too violent, that's now your next door neighbor? So I want to clear that up. But I want to ask you this, Guillermo. Let's play this. Do we have that clip? The CNN did a interview with, I believe it was 10 or 15 undecided voters, CNN, after the debate, what they saw and what they felt. Because when I said, look, if you're judging this fight on punches thrown and landed in terms of policy, they would have stopped this fight in the third round and Trump would have won. If you're for style points and this and that and no substance, but footwork, feinting, this thing, anything but actually boxing, fighting, and taking on the issues, then she wins. But go ahead, let's play this, and I want Guillermo and you all out there to listen to this. Listen to this young lady.
To remember that we are voting for the leader of our country and not who we like the most or who we want in our wedding party, but who is actually going to make our country better. And we're in an incredibly unique situation where we've had both of the candidates in office before, and we've gotten to see what they would do. And when facts come to facts, my life was better when Trump was in office.
Now, that was immediately after the debate with CNN. They got to pick the people. And 15 out of 15, about 65% said something similar to what she said. They felt Trump won the debate. A Reuters poll immediately after, 62% said they thought Trump won the debate. So there's different ways you're looking. If you're looking at this, let's use young ladies, for example. If you're this young lady, that it matters about how much money's in your pocket and inflation, what it's done to your paycheck, and all the other issues that are on the table, the border and that sort of thing, that she sees her purchasing power gone down by like $6,000, $7,000 a year this past 4 years, then she's listening and watching and looking for different things in the debate than Taylor Swift. And I'd like to see Taylor Swift's endorsement of Harris with what this young lady just said side by side and ask Americans, which one do you agree with? That must be my first one. So I feel a little bit vindicated there. I'm sitting there like going, my gosh, even Fox News came back. Hannity looked like he had just eaten a bad dog.
Wrong.
He was back there. But it's just the second.
Wrong.
Okay, let me get your response, and then I'm going to ask you the second question.
So, yeah, look, I think the aftermath, I mean, all the pundits that I've seen have said that, listen, Trump lost. And I'm not saying that I believe everything the pundits say, because I don't. But this goes back to my 20s.
On what criteria do you think?
He lost. I mean, he didn't take advantage of opportunities that he had.
Agree.
As the quarterback, he had, I forgot who said this on Brian Kilmeade's show. As a quarterback, he missed wide receivers everywhere. I mean, he had the opportunity to just put it in the end zone. And I'm adding this part. I think he fumbled the ball. She picked it up. She was in the red zone, but she couldn't score a touchdown. Now, and I said this yesterday, and I'm going to continue saying this until the very end. We all have to hope that your clip is representative of everybody, and this is a 2016 type of underlying support that Trump has, where people are tuning out because they know the two candidates already. They're done with politics, and come voting day, they're all going to show up and realize that their life was better when Trump was in office. And do I believe that it's that 2016 type of feeling? I absolutely do. I think there's a lot of similarities between 2016 and today, and not 2020. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he lost, she won. But does that really does it really matter?
On what criteria are you judging? Use the quarterback. You miss wide open receivers. I've been in games where I was like 22 for 25. Only 3 balls touched the ground. Ooh. for over 300 yards. And on several occasions, I can remember one in particular, quarterback I was playing, a really good quarterback. Buck had an off day. He was 10 for 30, but he had 4 touchdowns. Trump missed wide open receivers, but he had like touchdowns. When he said to her, he did say to her, you had 3.5 years to do these things in his closing statement. Perfect ending. That's touchdown. I can't count one touchdown that Kamala Harris hit Trump with.
Oh, abortion.
Trump, well, he
got
that was
clobbered.
Him. No, that was him, but that was not her. That wasn't her throwing the completion. It was him dropping the ball.
Well, but I mean, at the end of the day, she.
Well, no, when you say you've had 3.5 years to do this, that's a completion. You have completed that.
He should have done that at the beginning.
And he did it.
His closing statement should have been his opening.
A lot of times you can go back and look at a fight.
Yeah.
And redo and look at the fight, and you go, wow, I didn't see that. I didn't hear that. Here's what I think happened. I think it was kind of like Tom Brady going up against Oh, God, give me a quarterback that's just kind of mediocre.
Derek Carr.
Oh, God, I'm going to do that to homeboy. I won't do that to homeboy. But you did it, I didn't. Okay, we'll take Derek. But Derek, I was no part of this. My brain couldn't come up with Ryan Tannehill. I don't know. But you go in there, and Brady, they win, but Brady misses some wide open receivers. He throws some high, throws some left. He fumbles a few, but they win.
But you're still saying he won?
Well, because here's the thing. It becomes, do you care about the scoreboard or what style the game was played? You can say, well, the losing team, they did more trick plays. They did more fun things to watch. They did all this thing. Who got the ball into the end zone? She didn't get the ball in the end zone. The thing was, it was on Trump not living up to Trump's standards, her outperforming herself, that she just didn't get tongue-tied and started. I defy you. The abortion thing was probably her best moment. To give me anything of substance, she said, that she could say she got the ball in the end zone. Here's the reason. She can't do it. It's impossible. All you have is you lowered prices on insulin. Great. Is that a home run? No, it's a double. That's good. Important for old men like me. I'm great for that. You were able to pass the biggest spending bills that stoked and fueled inflation to historical highs. You've got 2 wars going you have no idea how to address. You're not leading the effort for peace in there. You've got Macron over there trying to do that in Ukraine. You won't even meet with Netanyahu, yet you say you're pro-Israel. And you come out and you have no place to go, and she didn't go there.
Yeah, but
so you know what she did? She played on Americans being so, I hate to say this, so clueless about real issues and their impact on real people, so stupid, so uncaring, so politically poisoned, so devoted to their party, and so devoted to their hatred against Trump, that if she just came out and just did a nice little dance. She said it best. I'm not voting for who I want to come to my wedding party. You voted for a person you'd like to have come to your wedding party. That's what it is. And I hate to say that, but I've never seen a candidate since Jimmy Carter have so little to be able to score a touchdown. It's like if you don't have wide receivers, you can't score a touchdown. She doesn't have lower inflation out there that she brought in. She doesn't have that she brokered peace in the Middle East with the Abraham Accords. She doesn't have over here the fact that she was able to bring crime down in our most crime-ravaged cities. She has nothing. If those were metaphorically wide receivers, nobody to throw to. So what was she left with? Going for the stupidity of people that live in bubbles, that have all the money they need now, that they could care less about the policies that hurt the worst, the least of the least, the poor, the lower middle class, the middle class. And I'll tell you something. A lot of you guys are going to vote for her that are in middle and higher middle class, kind of, middle class, but doing a little better middle class. I'm telling you, I hate, and I do hope I'm wrong. I'm not above coming back here looking right in the camera like I'm doing now and saying I'm wrong. But you're going to be in for a big surprise when you tumble head over heels out of that higher middle class right into declaring unemployment, looking to start a side gig because you can't pay your bills, and you still get that tax bill that she said that they wouldn't raise on you. They always do. That's all they know how to do. I'm not being any individual, that ideology. That far left, because here's their economic plan. Tax, spend, tax, spend, borrow, print, repeat. Tax, spend, borrow, print, repeat. That they don't know how to create jobs. Did you know every job levels have been down totally this last few months? From the manufacturing sector, the hospitality sector, everything down.
Yeah.
You know the one that's up? Government hiring.
Of course.
Well, I mean, that's go ahead.
At the end of the day, the American people care about style, and unfortunately, style and these theatrics.
Half the country does.
Well, I mean, you look at what happened.
Obviously,
you look at post debate, and she got a bump, Some of these swing states are tighter. That's post-debate. We are unfortunately now in a different era of politics.
She didn't get a bump.
Oh, yes, she did.
No, I'll show you.
She got tons of bumps.
I'll show you the 530.
Yeah, but you have these swing states now that are closer. She won the debate by all metrics.
No.
Yeah.
But it didn't result in any bump. Let me show you. Go ahead,
she's
keep talking.
narrowing the – so, look, Harris won the debate. I mean, that's –
latest presidential poll.
These are just facts. The American people, they don't have the attention span to really delve into these issues. That's the problem. You know, you have an audience that is going to watch for maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. They want to be told they're pretty. They want to be told everything's okay, right? They want lies, and Kamala Harris was very successful at painting this picture that is not true, and that is what the majority of the American public is going to base their decisions on. So this wasn't a debate of substance. This was a debate of moments and making sure you got your point across in 30-second sound bites, and Trump failed to do that. That's why you see these swing states tightening as the way they are. Lost.
But they're tightening because she was ahead in most of them. They're tightening because Trump went up. No, here's the deal. Right now,
I wish I had David Muir here to fact check you.
September 12th. This is September. This is the one they all use. 538 takes all the polls. 47.1 Harris nationally. Trump 44.3. Now, if you go through the battleground states, you see them tied in 3, Trump ahead in 1, and Harris ahead in 2, I believe. And you see in Arizona, I believe, I'm trying to bring this up, Trump went ahead. And in Georgia, North Carolina, you know the one in North Carolina where it has Harris up by 1 is not going to stay that way. She's not going to win North Carolina. So you have that figured in already.
Okay, Reuters has her up by 5.
Reuters.
New York Post, I mean, that's not very credible, up by 3. Rasmussen has Trump up 2.
What was that?
Morning Consult.
What was that?
Rasmussen has him up by 2.
Has it by 2?
Trump 2.
Trump by 2.
Morning Consult, Harris by 5. Insider Advantage, Trump by 1.
That means nothing. The battleground states.
Okay, let me go to the battleground
states. Let me
go to the battleground states. All right, fine. Wisconsin. This was yesterday. Yep. Wisconsin. Harris up 4 in the Marquette, which is
the Marquette.
Wisconsin up Harris 5. I mean, we can keep going.
No.
It's just, I mean, you look at it.
No, you're
I'm not cherry picking. I'm just going with the recent polls.
No, but you picked the Marquette poll.
That's it.
538 is the gold standard.
I don't know if that's the gold standard.
It's the combination. It's the combination of all.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. The combination of all of them. Well, this is the combo. This is off of Real Clear.
They don't. You know, when they don't put it in there state by state, then you know that Trump's coming on.
Okay, fine. State polls. Here, I clicked on state polls.
By 538?
No, this is the aggregate of all of them. Real
the
clear.
Clovis rodeo thing. Trump up by 80.
Virginia, Harris by 8.
That's not a battleground state.
I know. Georgia, Trump up 3.
Okay.
North Carolina, Harris up 3. Pennsylvania, Harris up 1. It's a tie in one of the polls. Harris up 2 in the other. Arizona, tie. These aren't. We shouldn't be up 1 or a tie.
Yeah, but you're talking. This happened. She did close the gap when she became the nominee,
and that's not good.
But no, you're saying since the debate. We're talking about what the debate did.
Yeah,
and the debate is showing that it moved the needle, and it could have been moved. It looks like it's moving in Trump's direction.
So I just want. So you really believe Trump won?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm judging on substance. You know. Okay. Which leads me into this. We got 10 minutes. This whole thing about Trump being triggered.
He was
Trump
triggered.
Being emotional.
Totally.
My question for you and you all listening out there, why is that necessarily bad? When you get emotional and lose it and hit somebody or throw something against the wall and you lose your you-know-what. They call it losing your SH, you-know-what.
Your marbles.
Yes, your marbles. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. But you know what? More irritating to me? When you see people at a convention looking right in the camera and telling the people of America that 48% that are really, really struggling to make ends meet, and telling them they should be joyful. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but not much. Start finding the joy in your circumstances. Speaker after speaker. Oprah went as far as to sing it. Joy! Yeah, joy! Be joyful! And you ever notice that every single one of those people that call for you to be joyful, that you're paying through the nose for gas, that you can't put enough food on the table for your family, that you're in the specter of losing your job, that you have crime-ridden streets in your home, in your community. I'm not just talking about big cities. You know, they're telling you, be joyful. And it was odd because I noticed after about the third or fourth, every one of them that are calling for you to put all of this stuff aside and be joyful, not in a faith-based sense. They never mentioned God. They said, be joyful in your circumstances, that they all happen to be billionaires. It reminded me of COVID when people were telling you these public service announcements were saying, stay inside, you'll be okay, just don't go outside. And most of them, like, I saw one with LeBron James, and in the background, he had a backyard the size of Yosemite. His kids were out there playing basketball, telling me, and the young lady in Southwest Fresno trying to raise 3 kids in a 1-bedroom apartment and locking them out and driving them crazy, to which they still haven't recovered from, to just stay inside. If you're not a good American. You don't care about people. The disconnect with people that they have. And I think when I saw the disconnect with Harris from the very first question, she could have very easily answered, well, let me tell you where I think it's a little bit better. We've got a long way to go. The insulin prices. Go down your little laundry list of what you have. But then say, you know what? We do have a long way to go. I get it. Inflation's too high. And for some people out there, for a lot of people out there probably, they don't feel, and in reality, they are not financially better off than we're. But we're going to make changes. My voice is going to be the one out there leading the charge. Nothing against Joe Biden, but I was vice president. I'm asking to be your president. I have my own ideas of how to work through these. So, yes, I respect it when somebody says, I'm not better off than I was 4 years ago. Let's collectively come together, work together, stay together, and go make the next 4 years the best that we've ever had. She could have said that. And people probably could have won the election. What did she do? She started talking about her middle-class upbringing. Totally avoided it. Trump, on the other hand, when asked about the immigration issue, he said he's been with these families. He's talked with families that have had family members killed by violent immigrants that were vetted by Harris, or not vetted by Harris and Biden's campaign. One of them or two of them had ankle monitors on them. They weren't being monitored too well, were they? When they said we're being monitored. He got worked up. My God, he got triggered. He got emotional. His voice raised talking about immigration. When he talked about the war in Ukraine and the millions of people getting killed. And I'm not sure I don't believe him about millions. We know there's tens of thousands. That touched him. He got emotional. You had the ice princess over there next to him that seemed like nothing got to her. I want to see. We're living in times now. I want triggering and being emotional is not necessarily bad, especially when you're in America right now and the times we're in right now. You had better feel something. You better be able to translate that. I'd rather have you go overboard with caring and emotion and get triggered and bring it back a little bit than have an Oprah singing joy. Just think, pretty soon we're going to have troops in Ukraine, and you're going to send your sons and your daughters there, so let's all sing for joy together. No, Oprah, no, I love you. You're looking good, by the way, for your age. I look like a guy with a face with, it's worn out 2 bodies. I get it. I don't dislike you. But wake up, you people. We're in the most dire times that we ever have, and I'm an eternal optimist. How do I know? Because I made a living for 30 years in Hollywood with this face. I have to be an eternal optimist. But I'm also a realist. I hope he gets triggered about the border. I hope he never loses that. And I pray that Kamala Harris, if she gets married, if she gets elected, that she doesn't go back into hiding and do what she's done for the last 3.5 years, which is nothing about the border, nothing about the economy, nothing about the wars except fueling them over there in Ukraine and stabbing Netanyahu in the back when Israel needs us the most. That's what she has done in the past. That's why I have difficulty in saying I'm going to vote for her, because what a person says is not as important as what a person does. You have somebody who's been abusive saying, I'll never hit you again, and then next week hit you 50 times upside your head. You going to believe what they say or what they do? I'm sorry, Guillermo. I was going to get your response, but I got triggered again. Bottom line, all triggering, all emotion is not bad emotion. And we better figure that out before November 5th. This is Alan Autry, No Retreat. Guillermo, thank you for...
It's always great to be your Robin. Batman and Robin.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. God bless, love you. Do your best, let God do the rest. And good Lord willing, we will see you on Monday. Bye-bye now.